Hey, COB staff, I know I normally send out these videos on Monday, but we had some really important news to communicate to you. So we got some good news and bad news. We're going to start with the bad news, and I'll just get right to it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel Summer Beach Project. So we're not adjusting it, shortening it, we are canceling it. And here's the reason why. You guys probably already know this, but COVID is experiencing, there's a resurgence. So things were declining. Businesses were starting to open up, but especially in Georgia, Alabama, and near the beach, there seems to be an uptick in cases. And so this week, our leadership team met and I presented to them a social distancing policy. So just things that we would have to do to maintain a healthy beach project and also align with the CDC. And here's what I recommended beach project would look like. First off, there would be no large groups. So that means no socials, nobody hanging out in the pool, no beach Olympics, no pickup basketball, no hugging, no touching. The only hanging out would be either in your room or outside at a 6 foot distance. And what we would have done is treated each D group like a family unit. And so if you were to go to a meeting, you would have to sit with your D group. If you were to go to a meeting, you would have to wear a mask. Anytime we would sing or talk, you would have to put your mask on. So every bit of training would occur strictly in the D group. Staff would be prevented from any sort of hangout with students in their room late at night. And the only meetings we could have would literally be one-on-one at a 6 foot distance. So you guys probably see where I'm going. We still felt like we could deliver on content. We could teach people how to do the HEAR method, how to share the gospel, but we couldn't deliver on connection. So we could do the formal, the teaching, the training, the equipping, the instruction, but so much of the power of Beach Project is the informal. It's the late night conversations, it's the meeting new people, it's the creating new relationships, the talks, the evangelism together, the interaction, and just the spontaneous fun. And just to be honest, those are things that we could not do if we were going to host Beach Project this summer. So just want to let you know, our leadership team, we have your best interest in mind. And when we think about COB, we have to think big picture and we also have to think long term. And so we made this decision because first off, we want to protect you and we also want to protect students from exposure to COVID-19, but we also want to protect others. So the reality is, at the end of Beach Project, we would have 300 college students together for 10 days, and then we would have sent them back to different states, cities, and families. And it would be naive to think that students wouldn't be exposed to COVID-19 and carry the disease. But we got to think about our organization. We got to protect campus outreach, and we've got to protect our credibility. The reality is, we're going to play the long game. And Lord willing, in the future, we're going to be able to recruit students and graduates to going overseas, to raising support, to attending CCPs. And in order to do that, public perception has to say that campus outreach is trustworthy. We have to maintain a certain level of credibility with parents as well. So just know this has not been easy. This has actually been really sad. I've lost sleep over this. I've been conflicted. I've been frustrated. I've been confused. And I feel what you feel. We love Beach Project. Beach Project had a significant impact on my life. We love what Beach Project, how the Lord uses it to mature and develop disciple makers amongst students. So we love Beach Project. A lot of you met your spouse on Beach Project. We've also worked hard on Beach Project. We've all recruited. We've all posted videos. We've all had conversations. I mean, just today, Moose Clark submitted to me the Time with God plan for Beach Project. Kevin Wilkie has negotiated several contracts. Our operations team has filmed videos and changed websites. So we've all put in a lot of hard work. I would just remind you that your labor is not in vain. Okay, your labor is not in vain. So here's what we're going to do instead of Beach Project. For students who have raised support, they can apply that money to a future CO event. That would include a retreat, a conference, or even a CCP or Beach Project in years to come. We're going to keep on doing CO Live all the way until July 20th. So David Platt will be our final CO Live meeting for our virtual project. We would ask that all of you take a vacation. That is actually required, mandatory that you rest. You get 2 weeks vacation every year. We would ask that you would use 1 week over the month of July Make sure you submit those dates to your supervisor, but contact your friends, your family. Do something out of the ordinary. Do something that is restful and relaxing for you. And we're still planning on doing staff fellowship. Now, the location is going to change, but we're still hoping to pull off the dates, July 27th through the 30th. But hang with me. I'm going to be working on new details next week. Last thing I want to say is this. Instead of Beach Project, here's what we'd encourage you to do, is some sort of memorable or shared experience with the students that you've been meeting with this summer. So that could be a road trip, that could be visiting a new city, but you are allowed to do things in small groups. It's a large group that is really alarming when it comes to COVID exposure. So here's the good news. We've already run this by our financial office, but you can actually apply Beach Project support to one of these mini retreats. That's what we're going to call it. So this is not just hanging out. There needs to be some sort of intentional conversation and Bible study. But students, if they've raised money for a Beach Project or a CCP, you can actually use it for that trip. So I'm actually been meeting with some baseball players all summer. We're actually thinking about taking a road trip to a minor league baseball park. You might want to go to a lake house, go to a beach house, visit a national park, a new city. So here's what we want every one of our staff to do, is to get on TripAdvisor, to get on Airbnb, but actually map out, plan something fun, memorable, exciting, but also deliberate, where you're going to be reading and studying God's Word, having incredible conversations. We're actually going to be rolling out a Bible study on 2 Timothy that you can use for this memorable experience. So more details to follow. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Kevin Wilkie is going to be on vacation next week, so you guys please don't bombard him with texts and phone calls because he's not going to answer, okay? So that's the bad news. Now we're going to move on to the good news. I'm going to make a quick staffing update. First is this. We've got one new contingent staff, Miss Gabby Dortch. She's a South Alabama graduate. She's been working as a social worker for over the past year. She's going to start her fundraising in August. We've also got about several staff that are raising support right now. They're doing a great job fundraising during a pandemic, and we've actually placed them because they've all hit great numbers when it comes to their percentage. So Miles Webster, a Troy grad, will be staying at Troy University. We're also sending two ladies to the University of North Alabama. So that's Dana Gilreath and Sarah Grace Thompson. And then finally, we're going to send two women to UAB as well. So Grace Mearley and Caroline Reamer are going to UAB. So exciting stuff. We now have two new staff ladies at two campuses in Alabama. We're closer and closer to our goal of two staff women at every campus. So guys, bad news and good news. Make sure you take some time to talk about this with your campus directors. It's okay to be down, to be frustrated, to be confused. This is a gut shot. It's hard for me as well. But we're going to keep on laboring. We're going to keep on moving forward. And we're going to keep on planning for a fruitful fall. Thank you, guys.